gentlemen, this is scary. It's not scary for Arsenal. It could get scary for rivals if we genuinely do what we should do this upcoming summer transfer window. The January transfer window has scarred me so much that I'm now thinking that I'm still talking about the January transfer window. People, we need to go and do some business. We need to do a lot of business. We need to go and get some shit done this upcoming window. We have so many things that need to get done. We need to get it done. I'm sorry about all the bullshit that's been said this year. The fact that we were so close at winning the league, we didn't get it done. The fact that we were so close to doing all these things, and just all the headaches in the roller coaster. Arsenal need to say I'm sorry by going out there and addressing the issues needed. Go out there, get us a striker. Go out there, get us a left winger. Go out there and get us all the stuff that we need. Go out there and get the job done. This is what we need from you, Arsenal. This is what we need. Can they do it? We'll have to wait and see. Will they do it? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, before we go into all the transfer news, I wanted to just go through some stuff first before we get into all the transfer news, because there's so much stuff floating about. And I think this is the one way I'm going to start the video. Let me start the video with this video from Culture Cams and Lias.
Whatever.
Because this video really did explain a lot to me. Culture Cams and Lias are basically speaking about Arsenal, and now we need to start delivering. I agree. We need to start delivering. But when did football culture turn into a situation where you're no longer a supporter, but you're just like a customer? Because the way they're speaking is almost as if you only get the good feelings if you win. But hey, let's listen.
But their fans act as if like they're a charity case sometimes. Raise your standards. Raise it, bro. Like, demand trophies, demand success. Stop falling in love with the journey. That's what it is. They're in love with the journey. Arteta.
I'm sorry. There is nothing wrong with being in love with the journey. There's nothing wrong with being a football fan and loving the journey. Most of the football fan experience is being part of a journey. I don't know about you guys, but if you don't love the journey and you only want to show up at the end when the trophies are won, then you're a bandwagoner. You're somebody who just hops on the bandwagon of a team that's winning. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I support a bunch of teams that historically have struggled, but I don't think you should just be hopping on the back of a team when they're winning. And hey, let's listen to what else he's saying. But I do agree with certain parts.
Arteta took us from Lacazette days, and oh my God, he saved us from the Pepe era. Great. That's amazing.
That's 5 years ago.
That's 5 years ago. Yeah. He has done an amazing job to make you guys well respected again. But now, while he's done that, your mentality's got to shift with it.
Yeah.
You've got to now start thinking, I have Rice, Gabriel, Saliba. We're ready to win. So where's my trophies?
You know what? I agree with parts of it. I do agree that now that we have those guys, we need to start looking and saying, where's the trophies? When can we start winning? But you got to also look at it. This is our first Champions League semifinal in 16 years. 16 years. Having finished third in the group stages, never in our club's history, if I'm not mistaken, in a long time. Now just look at Pep and Man City. How many years did it take for them to even get to winning it? Just look at all the other situations. I personally don't want to look at this whole Champions League season and say, oh, everything was a success, because it wasn't. We didn't win. It was a failure. We didn't win. But stop saying you don't love the journey, because the whole point of football is the journey. I think the journey is one of the most important parts of football. Trophies are also important, but to sit here and say the journey is stop falling in love with the journey and the trophies, demand trophies. You can demand trophies and still be in love with the journey. Like, you don't have to sit here and say it's not one or the other. I just thought that was wrong. I agree with you. You should demand more. You should always demand more. But at the same time, You can't just all of a sudden say, I don't like this team anymore. I don't want to, until we show up and we win a trophy, I'm going to be uninvested. Because then you're a fair weather fan. Then you're a fair weather fan. If that's how you view football, I'm sorry, you're a fair weather fan. That's just how I view things. Also, the attacks on the set piece coach is crazy. The attacks on the set piece coach is nuts, in my opinion. What I've been seeing online is nuts. Look at this. Andrea Berta, the most annoying cunt in the world. Excuse me? Excuse me? Yo, Gary Neville and friggin' Jamie Carragher have made this man who's just doing his job into like a villain or something amongst football fans. What the hell did Nicolas Jover do to these guys? I'm just like, yo, people need to relax. People need to relax. Arsenal have a set piece coach. Frenchman Nicolas Jover is our set piece coach for Arsenal Football Club, and all of a sudden, everyone's just going out of their way to make ridiculous posts about him. Like, can people chill? It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Like, before we get into the transfers, I just wanted to touch on a couple of topics, because I do feel like people go way too hard on some of these things, and they don't discuss the really important parts. Also, people say excuses, but Arsenal's injury woes this season, even Sky Sports are now talking about it. Yeah, even Sky Sports are talking about it. You guys don't rate it? Look at this. Ben White, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Calafiori, Mikel Moreno, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Saka, Havertz, and Jesus. This is Arsenal's starting 11 of injuries this season. This season alone, all these players have been out. So when Declan Rice goes out and says, well, we've been missing some of our best players this season. Well, no shit. He's not lying, but everyone just doesn't like it. You don't want perspective on why something might be bad. You don't want perspective. You just want to sit there and laugh at Arsenal. You don't want no perspective. You don't want nothing about perspective. That's not entertainment for you. That's not where you want to go. I get it. You guys just want to cook Arsenal. You guys just want to cook Arsenal. You want to cook Declan Rice, but it's a reality. It's a reality situation. We've had numerous players out injured this season, and this is 10 players who've been out for more than 7 games themselves, missed more than 7 games throughout the season themselves. So yeah, I don't think I need to go back and break it all down. But yeah, let me just go now to the transfers, and let's get into some of the transfer news. And before we go into the transfer news, you know what? I thought this was kind of funny. Arsenal only lost 2 games in the Champions League this season. I mean, to 2 teams in the Champions League this season. Can you name the 2 teams Arsenal lost to in the Champions League this season? Anybody in the chat? Let me know. Let me know, guys. Anybody in the chat think they can name 2 teams that Arsenal this season have lost to in the Champions League? Because you might find something interesting about that. Anybody? Nobody? Nobody can name them? Inter and PSG. Nobody cares. There you go. Inter and PSG. What is the relevance of Inter and PSG? The 2 finalists are the only 2 teams that have beaten us this season in the Champions League. The 2 finalists are the only teams that have beaten us this season in the Champions League. I just thought that was interesting. I don't even know why I mentioned it. I just thought it was very interesting. You know what it shows me? You know what that shows me? Anybody want to know? No? Yeah, I think we've been one of the better teams in the Champions League. It's just unfortunate that we didn't win it. You do need the individual brilliance, and we just weren't good enough. But fair enough. Fair play. let's get on to the transfers, because I think some of you guys are annoyed. Some of you guys are annoyed. Some of you guys are like, you know what? Fair play. It's over. Let's move on. And we're going to move on. And I think where we begin is none other than the news around Viktor Gyokeres and Andrea Berta. Because Andrea Berta wants Viktor Gyokeres. He wants Viktor Gyokeres, and he wants Viktor Gyokeres as his #1 summer transfer signing. And people are saying, Igal, you're falling for the PR. It's not falling for the PR. We're doing a transfer show. We're talking about the transfer, so let's get into it. Arsenal new sporting director Viktor Gyokeres. Arsenal new sporting director wants Viktor Gyokeres, right? Andrea Berta believed to be favored a move for the striker Viktor Gyokeres. He wants Gyökeres. Andrea Berta wants Gyökeres. Andrea Berta has made it clear that is the guy he's looking at. This is all the rumors are saying, that Arsenal want Gyökeres, and I do think we need to kind of chill, because we're showing our cards way too much. Hopefully we have our deal already somewhat semi-agreed, or he has a release clause where we can just pay it, because this is where you kind of get screwed over when you start counting your chickens before they hatch. We got to kind of chill. I think the club is still going to go in for Isak one more time. At least we're going to attempt to go back in for Isak one more time. But the rumor is that Andrea Berta is believed to favor Gyökeres and what is shaping up to be a key summer transfer window for the club. There's also some stuff about David Ornstein reported it back in March that we want him, right? He is a fast player. He's quick. He can do a lot of things, and there's a lot of clubs also interested in him too. You got Chelsea interested in him. You got Manchester United interested in him. You even have Real Madrid interested in him. So we might face some competition. Liverpool have looked at him in the past also. This is a man who's on a ridiculous goal-scoring route this season. It's going to be very interesting to see what we do and how we get it done this upcoming window, right? And while we're talking about that, let's look at this. Arsenal will be back. What? Arsenal will be back on. Arsenal will back Mikel Arteta heavily in the summer as they target a major shakeup, a striker, a winger, plus outgoings, the pressure to deliver top players for after 2 bad windows. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of dyslexic. Sometimes it takes me a little longer to read these things. And then the final thing I wanted to show you guys about this is, where is it? Where is it? There's somewhere here. You know, when you're looking for something, you can't find it. That's a madness. Where is it? For fuck's sake. Where is what I'm looking for? You know, I was looking for that Andrea Berta video thing. Where's the Andrea Berta thing? Because there's so much stuff about transfers, but where's the Andrea Berta one? Can you tell me where this Andrea Berta topic is? Where is it? God knows. Anyways, it was just basically talking about how Andrea Berta has to deliver, and Arsenal are going to need to go and sign some players. Now, let's talk about some of these players that we're looking at. Right? We already spoke about Gyökeres. We already know we want Gyökeres. One thing we do know is Arsenal are going to try to keep some players, and some players are going to probably get out the door. The first player that Arsenal is speaking about is Zinchenko. He's most likely going to be leaving. Where are we at? Big up, Igal. Yo, you guys are taking a piss. You guys are taking a piss. Yeah, my Twitter is actually Igal. It's EGTV Igal. It's not Igal Talks Football on Twitter. My Twitter on thing is EGTV Igal. Yeah, Guard of Honor on Sunday. Yep, we're going to be giving the Guard of Honor on Sunday. Unfortunate. But yeah, let's get into some of these transfer news rumors and everything. Where is, you know, when you're looking for something, it just keeps messing up. Where are we at though? Let's go back to the beginning. Back to the very beginning. And here we go. First things first. Arsenal are interested in Morgan Rodgers, ladies and gentlemen. £70 million is what they're saying. Arsenal are interested in Morgan Rodgers. This has come from transfer.com. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't think this is one to watch. I think it's too much money for Arsenal to go out there and spend on a position that we would be looking for cover and not an out-and-out necessity. So I don't think Arsenal are going to go. Arsenal might be interested. Arsenal might be interested in Morgan Rodgers. Arsenal might even be like spoken to Aston Villa about Morgan Rodgers. But the likelihood of us spending 70 million on Morgan Rodgers this summer, no chance. No chance. Now, when I said this is scary, I was more or less talking about the fact that we can get Gyökeres, we can get Zubimendi, we can get potentially Rodrygo. But to get Morgan Rodgers, no chance, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to get Morgan Rodgers. I think Morgan Rodgers is probably going to be staying at Aston Villa, especially if they don't get Champions League football, or he might leave and maybe go to Chelsea or maybe go somewhere else. But at this moment in time, I just don't think this is true. And 70 million is a lot of money. 70 million is a lot of money for Morgan Rodgers. Is he worth 70 million? You could probably get Xavi Simons for something around that fee. You can probably get Cherki for cheaper. Is Morgan Rodgers worth 70 million? I don't think so. Your background and the tifo are done by one person. What? What is he talking about? Yeah, your background and the tifo done by one person. Bro, you're taking the piss. Wallah, you're taking the piss. You're taking the piss. You're taking the piss, bro. Wallah, this guy's taking the piss. This guy's taking the piss. But yeah. You got people in the chat saying Zubimendi versus Rodri. Ha ha ha. Odegaard needs to be replaced. We'll talk about that. As for, I don't know where everyone's popping in from, but shout out to all you guys popping in right now. Do me a favor, please do hit that like button. As for the next rumor, Martinelli. Arsenal look to be selling Martinelli. Now, Martinelli, when he first joined the club, ladies and gentlemen, he joined the club for £7 million. He was very cheap transfer. We got him for a very low price. And to be fair, he developed into a decent player. But since the 2022-2023 season, we have not seen any further development from Martinelli. My issue with Martinelli is he can't finish his dinner, and he's not a good passer. This season in all competitions, what has he done? Decent goal return, to be fair. He's gotten, 9 goals, 5 assists all season. It's not amazing for somebody, but he's not played as many games as he could have. He got injured for a little while. He missed like 5 games, I think. Yeah, I think he missed like 5 or 6 games, not 7. He didn't miss too many games, but 5 or 6 games he missed, or maybe 4. I think maybe 4 or 5. 4 or 5 games he missed. But the main thing with Martinelli for me is he's not improved since the 2022-2023 season. He's actually gotten worse. So 2022-2023 season, he got 15 goals, 5 assists. Since then, he's only gotten downhill, gotten 6 goals, 4 assists last season. This season, 7 goals, 4 assists. Not really moving the needle forward from what he could be. And this season, he played 6 more Champions League games, and it's the same return, 2 goals, 1 assist. Honestly, Martinelli is an extremely frustrating player because he has the pace, he has the ability, but he just does not know how to execute, and that is the problem. He's 23 years old. He can still get better maybe, but I would move him to the bench and make him a squad option. I would not keep him as a starter anymore. That's just me. Shout out Tim. In case you guys don't know, the reason why Tim is a member, this is a man who would come on every single show for well over a year from now when Leeds were in the Premier League. He was here every single day. This is part of the old guard, and I don't only have Arsenal fans as moderators on my chat. So big up to everyone in the chat. But yeah, that's why he's a mod. And SJ414, if you want to be a mod, you can definitely be a mod. I just need to see you here for a little bit longer and more consistently, because I'll tell you for a fact, Tim Smith is here on a regular. We got 3 shows today. I wouldn't be surprised if he popped in on all 3 of them for a decent amount of time. So yeah, big up to him. And yo, I don't know why Protocol's not a mod either. He should be a mod as a Man City, even though he's a Man City fan. He's here all the time. Shout out to you, Man City Protocol. I was meant to get you on the show. You know that, right? But yeah, let's go on to the next one. Enough about Martinelli. Personally, for me, I would not sell him. I would actually make him a bench player. But yeah, some people would sell him. Cunha. I don't think Arsenal are going to get Cunha. Arsenal have made fresh contact with Cunha. Cunha's headed to Man United. I think Cunha's headed to Man United. I think Cunha is interested in the Man United move. I think Cunha it looks like he's going to head to Man United now. Andrea Berta has previously worked with with Cunha, and it is interesting to see, but I don't think this is going to lead to anything. Personally, for me, I would, if I was Cunha, I wouldn't entertain it. A club that a person who you previously worked with at Atletico Madrid, where it didn't work out for you, if he goes to Manchester United over Arsenal, he's going to guarantee himself a starting job. He's going to guarantee himself being a big part of their project going forward, where if he comes to Arsenal, he's just going to be another player, and we might not offer him as much wages also. But yeah, I think the Manchester United move for Cunha is pretty much wrapped up, and Newcastle maybe can come in and do something, but Arsenal, I think our priorities are elsewhere. Dean Huijsen. Now, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool want this guy, Dean. Dean is a baller. Don't get me wrong. Dean is a baller. But will Arsenal drop 50 million on this guy? Will Arsenal drop 50 million on him when we have so many other areas where we need to address? Is it really the number one priority? Is it really the number one priority? Now, shout out to Dean Huijsen, because he was on Roma at Roma. He went back to Juventus, and instead of staying there, he went straight on and moved on to Bournemouth. And now he's gotten himself the ability to showcase his talents, and everyone across Europe is interested in signing him for 50 million. He's quickly rised up as one of the highest rising talents in football this season, from pretty much relatively unknown to now being a household name in the Premier League at least. I think if he joins Chelsea, he starts week in, week out. I think if he joins Arsenal, it might be cover for if we ever move on Gabriel or Saliba, or if they get injured. And if he goes to Liverpool, surprisingly, I think he might get a lot of game time, because Konate does get injured often. Van Dijk is getting older. Could be very beneficial to Liverpool also. But I have a feeling he's going to end up at Real Madrid. Think about it. Real Madrid need a striker now. William Saliba might not end up at Real Madrid right now. They're not going to get Konate right now. Who are Real Madrid going to get in the short to immediate term to cover their defensive problems? Dean Huijsen, 50 million. He's Spanish. He wants to go to Real Madrid. I think that's going to be the most possible destination for Dean this upcoming summer. Those are the 3 clubs to favor to sign him though. Kevin De Bruyne, KDB. Arteta's pushing Arsenal to sign KDB as a free agent, says just Arsenal. Now, the source is bullshit. The source material for this kind of is BS. And also, I need you guys to do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. How do we only have 2 likes? How is it that we have 2 likes on the video? We need at least 200 likes, but we don't even have 200 people here. So do me a favor, every single one of you guys, hit that like button right now. Hit that right now. Hit that like button right now. Hit that like button right now. Next, Kevin De Bruyne. KDB. Let's talk about KDB. KDB, Arsenal is pushing to sign KDB. I think Kevin De Bruyne could, if he moved to Arsenal, still give us some quality seasons. Genuinely. KDB this season alone has 4 goals, 7 assists in the league. He has 2 assists in the Carabao Cup. Altogether this season, he has 9 assists, 4 goals, which is probably one of his worst seasons in a long time. Last season, he played 18 games and he still had more goal contributions in the Premier League than what he has right now. So fair play. He's 33 years old. I still think he could probably play another 2 to 3 years at the top level. I would give him a 2-year deal on like 200K a week and have him in the team. I think he would be a good quality player, and he would not be asked to play every game. He can be cover for Odegaard. He could start for Odegaard. He can, in games where we need to unlock defenses, he could be that guy who does that. And in the games where we need runners and we need to defend resolutely, he doesn't have to play. I think if we did sign KDB, it would be beneficial to Arsenal and it would be beneficial to all the Arsenal players. When I say cover for Odegaard, I mean when Odegaard is not playing, or he could even take over from Odegaard and just have Odegaard benched. The issue he has is his wages are going to be extremely high, so it would have to be reasonable wages, and he would also have to make sure that he knows that he's coming in to be a role player and not an out-and-out starter. But yeah. Shout out to SJ41 saying, Igal, let me talk transfers with you on the show. Brother, I'm sorry, I got to go pick up my son, so I'm not going to be on for as long where I can bounce ideas off somebody. I have to, what do you call it, go through this in chronicle order, and then the show's going to wrap up. Iga, what's your thoughts on the potential signing of Jonathan David on a free? I've not really been a fan of Jonathan David, even though I'm Canadian and and we've been linked to him many times as an Arsenal fan. I just don't view Jonathan David as that guy who is that good, in my opinion. I think he's a squad player at best. I don't think he's somebody who you should look at as a main transfer target. Real Madrid, of course, are interested in Viktor Gyokeres. Manchester United are also interested in him. We spoke about that. Declan Rice, we spoke about the injuries. This one here is interesting. Why are we being linked to everybody? We're being linked to everybody now. Patrik Schick. This is a guy who Arsenal were linked to when Croatia were doing a madness in the Euros a couple years back. Patrik Schick is not coming to Arsenal. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Why are we lying to ourselves? Some of these transfer rumors are not going to be ones where you have to pay too much attention to them. So this one here, I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. I don't think Patrik Schick is going to be joining Arsenal. Maybe Manchester United or Chelsea, but Arsenal, definitely not at this moment in time. Saliba, Arsenal are looking to try to extend Saliba's contract. As you can see here, Arsenal have stepped up talks to extend Saliba's contract. Now, will that mean we're going to win major honors and we're going to do some madness with these contracts? I doubt it. I think it's going to be a situation where William Saliba will be speaking with the club, and the club are going to realize that he's not interested in signing a new deal, and he might have his head turned from Real Madrid, and Real Madrid are going to try to get him on a free transfer. So maybe then we can maybe sell him in a year from now, but I would not sell him right now at this moment in time. Liam Delap. Arsenal have made representatives of Liam Delap, have made offers to the representative Liam Delap striker, Ipswich striker Liam Delap. I call bullshit. Because we're spending so much time talking about Viktor Gyokeres. We don't need that many attacking players where we're looking at Liam Delap as a second striker. Come on. This has to be bullshit. To say we submitted an offer. Like, do you know how formal that is? To say we submitted an offer for Delap. Stop it. Delap is a Chelsea signing or a Manchester United or a Tottenham signing right now. We don't need Delap at Arsenal. I'm not sticking my nose up at him, but I just don't think he is of the level at this moment in time. So maybe I am sticking my nose up at him. But yeah, an offer for Ipswich's Delap is a madness. There's no chance. No chance there's any truth to that, in my opinion. I think that's some BS. But yeah, that's enough about that. Let's go to the next one. The next one is where is it? This is interesting.
Really good team with a potentially great manager looking after it, and yet it is still just missing elite players at number 9 on the left wing, arguably even in midfield. And like the structural side, the organization, the tactics, the training ground stuff will only get you so far in these big competitions, and you need the quality to carry you the rest of the way. And Arsenal have that first bit in abundance, arguably more than any other team in the competition, but they are woefully, woefully short of the other bit. And the problem they got there is that other bit tends to be, unless you get really lucky, really, really expensive.
Yeah. So looking at the Arsenal team, I think this man breaks the game down perfectly. Arsenal are missing that final piece. And that final piece is the attacking quality. Arsenal's attack is poor. We know this. Arsenal's attack is the issue. Arsenal's attack is what is stopping us from getting to the final hurdle. So we address the attack, we can finally go and do something. And I do think everyone can see that a little bit better now, more than ever before. Yeah. Then we go to some other news. Is there some other news? Let me check. Let's go check good old Eduardo Hagen to see if there's any tweets about him. Oh yeah, there is. This is why I said it's scary. This is what's scary. There is a chance that Rodrygo leaves this summer. Everything depends on the conversation with Xavi Alonso. Arsenal need to go and get Rodrygo. Arsenal need to go and do everything in their powers to go and get Rodrygo this summer. This summer. We need to do whatever we can to go and get Rodrygo this summer. If we can get Rodrygo this summer, that will be huge for Arsenal. We need Rodrygo. Rodrygo needs Arsenal. We need more quality in our attack. We need more clutch players in our attack. We need more experienced players in our attack. Rodrygo is all of those things plus more. I think the team that signs Rodrygo in the summer transfer window will be the team that gets that will be the favorites to win the whole league. I think if you go and sign Rodrygo in the summer, you will be the favorite to go and win the league. Simple. I don't think that's crazy to say. I don't think that's insane to say. I don't think there's anything ridiculous about that at all. And what we've heard is Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal are all interested in Rodrygo. We have to go all in for Rodrygo. Liverpool get Rodrygo, they get their Salah cover or their Mane replacement. Man City get Rodrygo, that's their Riyad Mahrez replacement. Arsenal get Rodrygo, that is our Alexis Sanchez replacement. We have never replaced Alexis Sanchez. We get Rodrygo. I'm telling you, that is the closest thing to prime Alexis Sanchez that we can sign in the transfer window right now. He's ready to bang. He's ready to explode. This is a man who's never, ever, ever been in a situation where he's one of the main men of the team. And Arsenal made contact. Arsenal have spoken with Real Madrid over potential signing of Rodrygo. Arsenal should sign. If Arsenal do sign Rodrygo, this is the kind of signing that could be transformative. This is the kind of signing that can take you to another level. He's a level above all the other players we've been linked to this season. He's a level above everybody that we're saying. And some people are saying too much baggage. What baggage? Trophies? That's the baggage? Get out of here, bro. The guy's a baller. The guy is an absolute stud. He's the kind of player you want at your club. I don't want anything less than the top quality. And Rodrygo is top quality. Rodrygo is the definition of top quality. Rodrygo is the type of player you go and get. You bring him to the ground, and people start clapping before the game even kicks off because they know he's about to go cook. Rodrygo is a current Galactico joining Arsenal, who's won Champions Leagues, won the major honors, done things, developed, lived, played as a 10, played as a right winger, played as a 10, played as a right winger, played as a left winger, played as a striker. He is the Jesus replacement. He's 10 times what Jesus is supposed to be for us. I'm sorry. Let's go get Rodrygo. If we go get Rodrygo, game over. That is scary. We get Rodrygo, that is scary. That is why the title is called, in this video, is called This is Scary. Arsenal get Rodrygo, it could be scary time for rivals. Genuinely. You guys will be shaking in your boots. Arsenal gets Rodrygo. But you know what? We'll probably end up not getting Rodrygo. It'll probably end up being Liverpool will beat us to Rodrygo, knowing Arsenal. And I'll be fucking pissed. The main focus will be obvious for the club this season. And obviously it'll be forwards. The main focus obviously be on the forward, and those within the club say there are now many options. There are no excuses. Fair play. Zubimendi, guys. Miguel Delaney has said that Zubimendi is said to have been wrapped up since last summer. The Zubimendi deal is done. The Zubimendi deal, Zubi-do, where are you? Is finished. The deal is almost done now. Zubi-do, where are you? He's gonna join the Arsenal now. That was so cringe. I'm sorry. Don't ever clip that. Don't post that anywhere. I'm sorry for anybody who had to listen to that. That was terrible. But let's bring it back to reality now. Zubimendi joins Arsenal. Big signing. Thomas Partey also looks like he's going to be staying with the signing of Zubimendi, because before we were hearing reports that Thomas Partey would be leaving. Now we're hearing that Arsenal are working on a new deal for Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, and Thomas Partey. Arsenal are working on new deals for Gabriel, Saliba, Saka, and Thomas Partey, meaning Thomas Partey will most likely be staying come the end of the year. So it's not going to be all the pressure on Zubimendi to be the week in, week out starter from the beginning. He could ease his way into the team. Thomas Partey is still going to be here, hopefully. And this is why we're focused. We're focused. We got our heads on straight. We're not looking to just let players leave because of situations that we don't know everything about. Thankfully. So I'm okay to keep Thomas Partey, but he does piss me off sometimes, like he did on the weekend. Sorry, on the midweek versus PSG. Versus PSG, he did kind of piss me off. He did slightly piss me off. But yeah. There we go. What else is there? What else is there, ladies and gentlemen? We got to talk about the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper! Listen, Arsenal are close to signing Espanyol's Joan Garcia as a challenge for David Raya. Arsenal want a number 2 that is so good. 6'5". Joan Garcia could potentially come here to challenge David Raya. And some people are saying he's too good to be challenging David Raya. This is a man who's coming to take David Raya's job. This is a man who people are saying he's too good of a goalkeeper to sit there and be a backup. He's going to come here and he's going to take David Raya's job, and he's going to take that number 1 shirt from Arsenal, and Raya's going to be sitting on the sideline looking for a new job. That's what some people are saying. Some people are saying David Raya is short and Joan Garcia is 6'5". If he's half the ball stopper and ability to play with his feet, we might make the move just because of the ability that he can make more saves with his height advantage to David Raya. But let's not get it wrong. David Raya, although he's short for a goalkeeper, he's a short king. He does his job. He does his job very well. He saved us many times this season, and he's also saved some good penalty saves too, just like he did in the previous game. But unfortunately, there is some times where the ball gets out of his way. There is some times where I do feel like his positioning is poor because of his size. And just to be fair and contrarian, if Arsenal do get Joan Garcia and it's a similar situation to Ramsdale, let them fight it out. But does it benefit Arsenal? I don't know. Does it mean that we're going to have a competitive team as we switch goalkeepers? Yes. Why are we signing more goalkeepers? We need a backup keeper. Instead of signing a backup, it seems like they're signing another number 1. It looks like they're signing another number 1, in my opinion. Yeah, so we're going to have to wait and see. His kicking is crisp. There you go. You already got people telling me his kicking is crisp. David isn't that short. Yeah, he's not that short, but 6 foot for a goalkeeper now is apparently short because you got 6'7", 6'6". Yeah, it's just madness. How tall is Courtois? Like, Courtois is tall too. And even Martinez is tall too. Yeah, no, my man is not that tall. But hey, it's not only about height. It's also about your ability to save shots, ability to play with the ball at your feet. if he has that in abundance, I don't doubt for 1 second he's going to be able to take the number one. What else is there? So let's just go through it quickly. Andrea Berta, we did that. Zubimendi, we did that. Gyökeres, we did that. Who the hell is this guy? Arsenal are in the mix to sign Palmeiras attacker Alberto Morello. I don't know enough about him. Genuinely don't know enough about him to leave a comment. Okay, and then here we go. Mohammed Kudus, we're back linked with him again. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't want Mohammed Kudus. I think he's kind of overhyped. And he's cost way too much money. Like 80 to 90 million for Mohammed Kudus right now seems like a little bit too much. And I'm sorry that I'm sticking my nose up at it, but it just seems like a little bit too much right now. And a little rich for my blood. I'm like, I don't know. I think 80 to 70 million can get you a player like Kvaratskhelia. Mohammed Kudus is not really on that level. But yeah. That's pretty much it, boys and girls. There's not much more to be said, honestly. I'm going to probably have to wrap it up here. We got over 500 people on all platforms, 338 of you guys watching on TikTok. If you guys want to join me on YouTube more often, please do. Shout out to all the people watching right now on Twitter also. So yeah, shout out to all you guys on Twitter. We're going to wrap it up here. I'm exhausted today, and I got another 2 more videos to go before we finish the day. So it's going to be a busy day for me today. And hopefully you guys stay tuned. Hopefully you guys watch the next video. The next video is actually going to be my next video is actually going to be on later today. And what is it for again? 1 second. It's for Vibes from the 6. Yeah, so Vibes from the 6 is my next video. I need to make sure I make it on private. 1 second. 1 second. Vibes from the 6 is going to be my next video. It's going to be at 6:30. So in about 2 hours time, I'm going to be back with another video, and I'm going to have a wonderful panel for you guys. So hopefully the panel shows up. Hopefully it's a great video. And yeah, Ahmed and these guys are going to have to try to cook me. And later tonight, I'm going to have Hamza and I'm going to have Hussam at 10 o'clock. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. As for now, I'm going to redirect you guys to my video for later. If you guys can save it, if you guys can like the video, make sure you guys save it so when we do go live, you can see it. And that's pretty much it for now, ladies and gentlemen. We are pretty much out of here. We're done here. Catch you guys in the next video. Love for the love people as always. And hopefully Arsenal can get the job done, the business done in the summer to try to get what we need in this upcoming summer transfer window. Peace out, people. You already know what it is. Don't know. Love for the love. We gone. Peace.